To the UK now, and in the aftermath of the anti-Semitism allegations against the British Labour Party, 2 Labour city councillors have been suspended over anti-Israel postings. Blackburn Mayor Salim Mullah suggested that Israel is behind the Islamic State jihadist group, while Nottingham City Councillor Ilyas Aziz suggested on Facebook that it might have been wiser to create Israel in America. The move follows the suspension last week of 2 other Labour figures, including former London Mayor Ken Livingstone, who was on the party's executive council. And Jonathan Sacerdoti is our i24 News correspondent in London. He joins me now from the British capital. Jonathan, more suspensions in the rows of the Labour Party. It seems that tolerance for anti-Israel statements is steadily declining. Is this the impression within Britain as well?
Yes, it is. This is a fresh headache for Jeremy Corbyn and the Labour Party. After all those controversies we've been seeing in recent days concerning anti-Semitism, today alone, 2 more people suspended for anti-Semitic posts on social media, both of them comparing Israel to ISIS and Nazis. These are extraordinary things that many in the Jewish community have told me they've seen for years, but only now has this got national attention. Indeed, some of these posts from some of the cases over recent days date back for a long time, over many years. So people in the Jewish community are pleased and relieved that this is finally something on the national stage.
Well, Jonathan, let's talk about how the Labour Party is trying to manage this crisis. The Labour legislator Diane Abbott said just yesterday that the party is being smeared by its political enemies. This doesn't seem to be helping much in fending off the criticism of the party.
Indeed, I think it's quite charitable of you to say they're managing the crisis. Early on, Jeremy Corbyn said there was no crisis. Then he introduced an inquiry into anti-Semitism within his own party. Then Ken Livingstone went on TV in order to defend Naz Shah, who had already apologized for her racist and anti-Semitic comments. When that caused a controversy because he invoked Hitler in the conversation, he then took to the airwaves and did a whole day of television interviews, followed by a whole day of radio interview the next day, in which he continued to stand up for what he said and refused to apologize because he claimed it was right that Hitler had supported Zionism before he, quote, went mad and killed 6 million Jews. Following that, you would think that the announcement of the Chakrabarti inquiry into anti-Semitism within the Labour Party might have been the beginning of the end of this controversy. But just today, these 2 extra suspensions, and also Diane Abbott, as you said, a Labour MP and close friend of Mr Corbyn, who went on television yesterday on the main political programmes to say that there was no crisis, and in fact, if any inquiry was needed, she said, the Conservative Party needed an inquiry into Islamophobia. So the Labour Party is in disarray, with people denying that there's a problem at all, others backing the investigation of the problem that is clearly apparent, and people in the country wondering what this is going to do for Labour at the polls in a few days' time at local and mayoral elections for London.
Yes, controversy continues to grow, and so does concern. Jonathan Sacerdoti joining us from London. Thank you very much for being with us.